4:2. Image of talent in HIS. A person who achieves one's mission through one's own life. God's plan, mission, and vision are different words but are related to each other. A mission is the plan given to me by God. The plan that God has given us has been planned since eternity, even before Genesis. It is a clear and accurate plan that is based on God's infinite knowledge, wisdom, and ability. The eternal plan God has given me is my mission, the task given to me by God. Some say that the mission is a collective calling, which is true. However, the word mission can also be used for individuals, as in the phrase the race and the task the Lord Jesus has given me, used in the confession of Apostle Paul in Acts 20:24. Individuals do not need to distinguish between mission and vision. The word mission emphasizes the nature of a task that has a vital value to accomplish, while the word vision is related to something you see, such as an image or an illusion, as you can see in the Latin word visio or the English word vision. In other words, the vision, within a task of vital value given by God, is a vision of a picture of the future. The image of the future that Christians see and draw should be something that God is pleased with. After all, God's plan, mission, and vision are different words, but they point to the same thing. It is just a difference of perspective. If you summarize the content above, it is as follows. God's plan is God's decision that He has prepared since eternity to achieve through me. A mission is a task that God has planned for me to accomplish in this land. A vision is a visual picture of the future that you can see when you complete the mission that God has given you. There are several major propositions in a mission or vision, such as axioms. First, God had a plan for me before Genesis. Second, God's mission or vision is given to all believers who are saved. There is no exception. Third, the mission granted to the believer is individual. Thus, it is periodic. Fourth, when God plans and gives a mission for me, He also plans and gives me the capacity to accomplish it as a gift. Fifth, every mission must result in what God values. Following the 5 major propositions, a mission or vision can be defined as a calling of the times that God values. You can follow this definition to ask 3 questions about your mission. First, what is the value that God rejoices in? Second, what is the figure of the times that God gave me to live in? Third, what is the specific work that God has determined and commanded me from eternity? He wants to cultivate talented people with the ability and attitude to fulfill their mission, know what God values and use it as the basis for all decision making, and lead the flow of the times with the information about the times in which God's values will be realized. The following are the key competencies that the talented people of His must have. Qualifications for the future talent of His. S.M.A.R.T. The situation of opportunity is changing. Naturally, the standards for talent are also bound to change. New standards apply to a new situation. So how will the qualifications for talent change? What is our survival method in the coming future, where uncertainty becomes natural? A summary of the qualifications for future talent is S.M.A.R.T. S.M.A.R.T is an abbreviation for sense, method, art, relationship, and technology. Sense, intuitive insight and trained insight. Develop a sense, judgment, and insight of things or phenomena. What is the future like? We are now experiencing too much information, too fast change, and a too big world. This environment inevitably adds to the difficulty of choice for us. The number of choices we may choose increases at the same time in proportion to the progress of science and the rapidness of society. As we enter the latter part of the information society, this difficulty of choice will get worse. Because there are too many options to choose from, we will be painful and afraid instead of being happy. The more this happens, the more indecisive people become. Social psychologist Barry Schwartz described this human situation as a human being suffering from the oppression of choice. What is the message that this change is giving? So far, the role of intuition has been crucial. As we head on to the future, intuition will play a bigger role than the past. But this insight does not come naturally. Excellent insight is acquired through constant training. Method: comprehensive, analytical thinking, systematic job handling skills. Acquire an organized and systematic method. In future societies, there is no need to go to school or memorize textbooks to create skilled knowledge. This does not mean that schools or textbooks are not needed. It means that such a strategy will become inefficient. In future societies, the amount of knowledge will increase more and more explosively than it is now. And the knowledge you want will be available the moment you access big data. That should not be the case, but you would also be able to access the technology needed to make nuclear bombs. It is a bad choice in terms of speed and efficiency to keep knowledge in your head simply by memorizing or to go to school to learn the necessary knowledge. In future societies, the ability to aggregate, analyze, and utilize information is more important than the ability to acquire information. Art. Skilled knowledge, artistic imagination. Increase your knowledge and skills to the level of art and become an artisan. To succeed beyond survival in an environment where necessary information and knowledge are easily downloaded, one must be an artisan. Not just knowledge, but skilled knowledge is required. You must possess skilled knowledge that you cannot obtain from downloading. The next 20 years will be an acceleration towards an information-oriented society. In this society, knowledge is the source of success and wealth. In other words, failure to achieve the knowledge required to create success and wealth will inevitably lead to serious difficulties, be it a company or an individual. For a technology or an ability to be recognized for its value, emulation must be difficult, whether it is done by a machine or a person. The work that anyone can easily emulate and accumulate skilled technology will shift towards the imitators that earn minimum wages. After all, it is our task to find and develop abilities, skills, and talents that are difficult for others and machines to emulate. Relationship, network, collective intelligence, personality, character, communication skills, and empathy. Secure an intimate relationship. I will do 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than a 100% of my effort. This is a quote from John Paul Getty. In an environment where knowledge has become important, large companies have already invested a great deal of capital into forming a huge collective intelligence within their company. Even individuals cannot be guaranteed survival if they lag behind this trend. The capacity to constantly produce knowledge is a prerequisite for survival. But there is an absolute limit in its scope and speed for individuals to constantly produce knowledge by themselves. It is impossible to constantly produce knowledge alone without utilizing a network. The ability to manage knowledge using online and offline collective knowledge is a key competency of future talent. It is important to manage knowledge systematically, as well as to know how to produce knowledge through the network. Knowledge management is a management technique that systematically discovers and shares the knowledge and practical experiences of the members of the organization, thereby improving the decision-making ability of the entire organization. An effective way for individuals to create collective intelligence is to utilize the Internet community. The ability to manage collective intelligence using the Internet can be described as a knowledge management ability that borrows wisdom from the public. Technology. The ability to utilize hardware, software, technical intelligence. Utilize the latest technology and increase your technical intelligence. Working hard is valuable. But working hard does not necessarily produce good results. You cannot get good results without effort. But you cannot get good results with effort alone. You must work smart. You should work by making the most of the technologies that you can use. You should not be proud to have produced results on your own without any help. Rather, you should feel ashamed because it means that you do not know how to use technology, and do not have a network that you can get help from. Think about it. The society in the future will have a lot more technology to utilize than it is now. The technology that will be developed over the next 10 to 20 years will be a tremendous level of technology that will surely surpass the current level of technology. Would you leave the job to someone who knows no other way but to work hard without having the ability to utilize the technology? You should train how to use technology. Familiar tools are hand-fitting and effective, but you cannot move forward by sticking to what you are used to.